What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Politics with Steve. All right, so as usual, before we get started, I want to ask everybody to take a second, subscribe to my YouTube page, sign up for my email list. Those are the best ways to stay in the loop on all things Politics with Steve. And without further ado, let's get to it. All right, so Trump hired an alcoholic Fox News weekend host to lead the military, and dude is nowhere near qualified. He's been proven that this entire time. I mean, this is one of Trump's worst administration picks. And actually, he probably one of the worst administration picks for any president ever. Like, this guy is such a fake tough guy. It kills me. I mean, this is the same tough guy that after he got nominated, he had his mommy going all over news outlets doing reputational repairs after allegations leaked of him being drunk and raping a woman in a hotel. He paid that woman to stay silent, so we never actually got a chance to hear from her. I never heard of a tough guy needing his mommy to go around defending him. Now he's in charge of the entire U.S. military. So here we are today with Pete Hegseth calling a meeting in Virginia where he ordered hundreds of generals and admirals to be lectured by him. And honestly, it was a shit show. I listened to speeches from Pete Hegseth, from Donald Trump, and they were shocking and just plain stupid. Like, imagine a non-qualified drunk telling highly qualified generals and combat zones how to do their job. Every angle of the audience I seen, the generals and the military people there looked blue. Like, he even had high-ranking generals and conflict zones to show up for this waste of time. Again, I listened to the speech and he was going on and on and on about grooming standards and people's appearances and stuff like that. Like, this made no sense financially, having all of these people travel home. I seen estimates that this could cost millions of dollars, and it's unsafe for the United States to have our very important generals to just drop everything and go get lectured by a drunk. Eh, This has never happened before with just all of these high ranking admirals and generals being summoned home to just be lectured for something completely stupid like this. Imagine being lectured by a guy so stupid he leaked war plans in an unclassified group chat. He's been in this job for less than a year. This man has been extremely careless with national security. And then just last week, he had the nerves to have the Pentagon place restrictions on journalist access unless they agree not to publish certain information. He had the Pentagon send a memo to the press that literally said, and I quote, information must be approved for public release by an appropriate authorizing official before it is released, even if it's unclassified. So waste, mismanagement of funds, mistreatment of soldiers, illegal orders given by people in the Pentagon. How are we supposed to find out about any of that stuff? So now the press can only write what the government tells them to write. This is the exact opposite of how the free press is supposed to work. The conservative Wall Street Journal, owned by the same person that owns Fox News, Rupert Murdoch, called this deeply disturbing. Do he think he in Russia? And look, before people, say I'm being too harsh, calling him a drunk, I want y'all to know I wouldn't simply call somebody who likes to drink, a drunk or an alcoholic, because plenty of people drink, including me, and I'm not an alcoholic. But drinking on your job, yeah, that makes you an alcoholic. And there's been reports that Pete Hegseth was forced out of a Louisiana strip club where he was acting in his official capacity at Concerned Veterans for America after he was held back from dancing on a stage with strippers. Again, he was acting in his official capacity and he was so drunk, he had to be carried out of that place. They said at one point he had to be restrained from getting on a stage with the strippers. His coworkers at Fox News complained that he showed up drunk. I mean, we already discussed the allegations that he got drunk and raped a woman in a hotel. So yeah, he's a drunk. All right. So that is, again, I don't just call people drunks. I just had to let it be known that in this case, this guy's a drunk. And honestly, he should have been forced to resign after he leaked war plans in an unsecured commercial group chat that accidentally included a reporter. Did we all just forget about that? Literally everybody in the Pentagon was told not to use Signal because it's an unclassified and unsecure app. I mean, damn, it is common sense if you share military attack plans through an unsecured chat, it can be hacked. Imagine real-time attack plans being intercepted by an enemy. He tried to cover it up saying that, these wasn't classified. But look, man, I seen him. He was providing real-time updates, the risk of procedures. I seen a minute-by-minute breakdown of what was about to happen in the attack. This stuff was classified information. I mean, how many times does he has to show us that he just does not care? I mean, he uses his personal cell phone to discuss classified business, and his personal phone number was found publicly available on the internet. Then he had an unsecure internet line installed in his office to continue using Signal. He rails against DEI and the military, but as soon as he got hired as a Secretary of Defense, he put his brother in a high-ranking position at the Pentagon. Oh, and that's another thing I forgot to mention about, the scandal with him leaking war plans. He had a completely separate group chat on the same unclassified app where he shared the same information with his wife and his brother at the same time that he was sharing it in the other unsecured chat. In a normal administration, being this careless with national security would be an absolute deal breaker. I mean, things that we haven't discussed already. This man's wife just casually sits in on meetings with other government leaders around the world. He planned to host Elon Musk at the Pentagon earlier this year to discuss U.S. plans in the event of a war with China. The guy shut down a group advising women in the military. Why? Because he's a professional fuck up. No matter what side of the aisle you're on, left or right, you have to admit this guy is terrible at his job. He needs to leave immediately. Period. Pete Hegseth has to go.